Imagine a celebrity who's sold out stadiums, won awards, walked red carpets, and then their old teacher walks in and immediately calls them by the nickname they had in 6th grade. No amount of fame changes that. These are the moments celebrities met the teachers who knew them before any of it, and nothing went the way you'd expect. A Grammy-winning artist gets handed back a marked-up essay with a C- on it, live, in front of an audience. Picture a sold-out auditorium. The celebrity is mid-speech, soaking in the applause, probably feeling untouchable, and then a former teacher walks out from the wings holding a piece of paper. Not a plaque, not a framed photo, a graded assignment, red ink everywhere. The crowd loses it. The celebrity suddenly looks about 14 years old again. That flip from icon to student in about 4 seconds flat is what makes these moments so genuinely irresistible. But that's nothing compared to the teachers who had absolutely no idea what their former students had become. There's something almost poetic about a teacher who spent decades in a classroom, retired quietly, never once Googled their old students. Then someone sits them down and plays them a clip of one of the biggest names on the planet. The reaction is always the same: disbelief, then a slow smile, then something like pride that they clearly can't contain. One teacher told that a student she remembered as a restless kid who never sat still had gone on to sell out arenas across multiple continents, reportedly just shook her head and said she always knew he had something. She just thought it would get him into trouble first. That detail lands differently when you realize she hadn't seen him in over 30 years. And then there's the grammar correction moment, which honestly might be the most humbling category of all. A celebrity is mid-interview, confident, articulate, the whole room hanging on every word, and their old English teacher, brought out as a surprise guest, gently interrupts to point out that they just used literally incorrectly, not aggressively, just instinctively, the way teachers do, because 40 years in the classroom doesn't switch off just because the cameras are rolling. The celebrity's face does something incredible. It goes from polished and composed to genuinely flustered in real time. The audience is howling. The teacher looks mildly satisfied. It's the most natural power shift you'll ever see, and no publicist on earth could have scripted it. What makes these moments work, what makes them feel so different from every other celebrity reunion clip, is that the teacher isn't performing. They're not starstruck. They're just being exactly who they've always been. And somehow that steadiness is the thing that cuts right through the fame. The name blank moment is its own special flavor of chaos. A celebrity is on stage, the teacher is standing right beside them, and the host asks the celebrity to introduce their former teacher, and they freeze. Full blank. You can see them cycling through every face from every classroom they ever sat in, and nothing is coming up. The teacher, meanwhile, is completely unbothered, which somehow makes it funnier. The celebrity eventually gets there, laughing at themselves, and the teacher just nods like this is entirely expected behavior from someone they once had to remind 3 times to put their name on their paper. Every one of these moments has the same undercurrent. No matter how high you climb, the person who watched you figure out long division in 3rd period sees something the rest of the world never gets access to. That's what makes this next group of reunions hit on a completely different level, because some of these didn't stay funny for long. That teacher who corrected the celebrity's grammar on live TV, would you have laughed? Or would you have felt genuinely bad for them? Drop your answer in the comments below. Because the moments coming up take that same energy somewhere nobody saw coming. Because everything up to this point has been funny, charming, a little humbling, occasionally chaotic. But the moments in this next group are something else entirely. These are the reunions where the laughter stops. The room goes quiet and you realize you're watching something real happen in front of you. A global superstar, someone whose name is on billboards in cities they've never even visited, tracks down the teacher who believed in them when the school itself had essentially written them off. Not a feel-good public relations stunt, not a segment planned by a network, The celebrity does it privately first, shows up at the teacher's door, and only later does footage surface. What comes out is a conversation where the celebrity explains in plain terms that this one teacher was the reason they didn't quit. The teacher's response isn't dramatic. They just say they remember thinking the kid had something worth staying for. That's it. No speech, no tears, at least not immediately. Just a quiet acknowledgement between two people who both know exactly what that sentence means, and the weight of it lands on the audience like a slow exhale. Then there's the category that genuinely stopped me, and I don't say that lightly, the celebrity who pays off a former teacher's debt. Not as a press moment, not announced in advance. The teacher finds out the way anyone finds out about something they never expected. Someone calls them, tells them to check their account, and the number they see doesn't make sense at first. When the story comes out, the celebrity's explanation is almost uncomfortably simple. This person gave me everything when they had no reason to, so I gave back what I could. The teacher's reaction, not the celebrity's generosity, but the teacher's actual face when they realize what happened, is the moment that breaks people. Because it is not gratitude exactly, it is something closer to disbelief that someone remembered. But nothing, and I mean nothing, tops this one. A teacher who spent over 30 years in the classroom kept a student's early creative work. Not framed, not displayed, just kept in a folder because something about it told her it mattered. The student went on to become one of the most recognized names in their field. Decades pass. The reunion happens on camera, and the teacher produces the folder. The celebrity opens it, looks at what's inside, and the composure they've spent years building in front of audiences just goes. Not a polished emotional moment. The real thing, the kind where you can see someone trying to hold it together and losing that fight in real time. What undoes them isn't the fame to student flip, the way it was with the red-inked essay earlier. It's the proof that someone thought they were worth keeping track of before there was any reason to think so. Before the awards, before the recognition, before the world had any opinion about them at all, this teacher had already decided they mattered. That's the through line underneath every single one of these moments. The teachers who knew these people before the fame didn't need the fame to tell them who they were looking at. They already knew. And somehow, no matter how high the celebrity climbs, that original version of them, the restless kid, the struggling writer, the student who almost quit, is still the one that feels the most true. The people who saw you before the world had any idea you were coming are the ones who see you clearest. Subscribe for more moments like these and watch the next one on screen right now.